Do 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 do. Tony's Topics, Tony's Topics, Tony's Topics. What's happening, folks? What's going on? So, what am I going to get into today on Tony's Topics? By the way, my name's Tony. Welcome to the Topics. So, let's talk about the NBA. It's a new year, and it's a new year for basketball, or rather the continuation of last year's basketball season, 2014-2015. And so, what's looking new? Not much. Honestly, not much. The first thing I was shocked to see is that the Hawks have the best record in the East. Wow. But honestly, when you look back at who the Hawks have played like in their last 8 games, they've really kind of been bringing it. I mean, they had some real good they beat, the Cavaliers twice, they stomped Dallas, and they beat the Rockets, I think. So the Hawks are actually looking like a bona fide team. Give props where props are due. Now, everybody's expecting the Bulls to be the team of the East. And I mean, we all still have hope on the Cavaliers, but will David Blatt figure it out before it's all over? We don't know. We are officially over 1/3 through the season, and Blatt still hasn't got it together yet. We're hoping. I mean, okay, I'm going to detour. I got to talk about this guy because it's on my nerves, right? Okay, so what have we learned? Tristan Thompson can be the starting center for the Cavaliers. He scores, he rebounds. Let's do it. What else have we learned? Seems Kevin Love can focus more on points if Tristan Thompson is doing the rebounding and thus can get 25 points a game. Lovely. Kyrie Irving's back. He works. Dion Waiters is officially the shooting guard for this team. Make no exception. Now, we already knew he was a shooting guard and we were giving him 24 minutes. But in these day and ages, or in this next 2 weeks where we don't have LeBron, I think you might have to kick up Dion Waiters' time to 36 minutes. Because now we need Dion Waiters to get 16 points a night. He has to get 15 points a night. I mean, he is to the Cleveland Cavaliers like, what's that kid? Not Conley. Courtney Lee is to the Memphis Grizzlies. Okay, you need his extra 15 points. It pushes you over the hump. Okay, let's see here. I mean, I guess the only position that's really up for grabs when it comes to the Cleveland Cavaliers right now is the small forward position, only because LeBron's gone. And so, with that position, I'm like, you're saying, who do you play? All season long, the coach Blatt has had this love for Shawn Marion. And I guess you play, in these times without a LeBron James, you play Shawn Marion 24 minutes. I would give the other 12 minutes. Honestly, I might play James Jones, Shawn Marion, and Mike Miller 12 minutes each. And then whoever's having the best night, let them catch let them catch the last quarter of the game. Because honestly, it's like you just don't know who's going to come up that night. So you might as well just play whoever's playing hot. Dellavedova is good enough to be a backup point guard. I'll accept that. Otherwise, let's not get too carried away with Dellavedova getting mass minutes and no points. Okay? And oh yeah! Brendan Haywood, how long will it take you to figure out that this guy can score the ball and rebound? Okay. Alright, so I got that off my chest. Either way it goes, back to the rest of the East Coast. So we have the Bulls. The Bulls are doing great. The Bulls are beating great teams. How long will it take before, however you pronounce his name, Thibodeau, whatever name of your coach, how long will it take before he recognizes that Taj Gibson is a starter? You're like, where do you play Taj Gibson? How about small forward? I know you love Dunleavy and all that he does for your team, but Taj Gibson is 6'9". He can play that position, and he can score. Play Taj Gibson. What are you doing? Okay. Either way it goes. So Washington is, doing fine. They're getting their wins. And the Raptors, again, trudging on, and the return of DeMar DeRozan is on the horizon, so we get to see who the real Raptors are. And, they're still in the best of the best. So there's the East. And then, honestly, I was like, wow, I was just really blown away when I was looking at how the East Coast was doing and looking at all their stats and who's stacking up where. And then I saw the West Coast. Seems to be that the West Coast is now going into, they're beginning to diversify. There are teams with less than 10 losses, 10 losses, and more than 10 losses. So, okay, the top 3 teams, Portland, Golden State, and Memphis. They're all getting it done. I mean, those teams are devastating, especially Golden State. Because I'm looking at it now, and David Lee is back, right? So I'm like, why didn't he start at power forward? And I mean, I guess the coach is now falling in love with Draymond Green. And you know what? Draymond Green is absolutely magnificent. I mean, the guy is assisting the ball, rebounding the ball, scoring the ball. But I mean, Harrison Barnes is a good 24-minute player, but let's not overdo it with the time given to Harrison Barnes. Honestly, I'd almost experiment with moving Draymond Green to the small forward position and then moving back David Lee into the starting lineup. But, you know, I mean, what they're doing works. And they've been doing it all season, and maybe this keeps Harrison Barnes' confidence up. But due to the fact that Draymond Green is only 6'7", 230, I would think he would do just fine at small forward. Whatever. Either way it goes, no matter what, you better make sure David Lee gets 30 minutes a night. Because this stuff without David Lee getting 30 minutes a night just looks kind of stupid. I'm like, you have a guy who can almost get you 20 points a game. Might quite possibly be able to get you 20 points a game this year. And yet, you're not letting him get the necessary time he needs to do it. Are you letting him come back slowly? Maybe. Or maybe you're just misplaying on this one. Okay, either way it goes, the rest of the team is broken. Maurice Spikes is finally getting the starting center position, and he's blowing it up. So, okay, nothing special about that. Oh my gosh, I'm going long. Okay, Golden State, they're smashing. Portland, same thing I've always said about Portland. I always thought Portland was 1 star shy of being able to take it all, and yet, maybe this year, not so much. I mean, we all knew about LaMarcus Aldridge and, Damian Lillard, but Wesley's still Wesley Matthews, but their guy that can really surprise them is Chris Kaman. Okay, let Robin Lopez go for a minute. Alright, I know he's etched in the mind of Terry Stotts, but Chris Kaman can score over 15 points a game. You play that guy. You start that guy. That is your new starting center. He should be getting 30 minutes a night, if not more. That guy is amazing. Make sure you don't go over 24 minutes with, Nicholas Batum. I mean, I know the coach is in love with that guy, but stop it. If you don't get 10 points a night on average, you don't deserve more than 24 minutes. Deal with it. Okay, there are too many other guys on Portland that deserve play time. You know, Thomas Robinson. McCollum should be in the rotation with the guards. Let me see here. Wright? And I don't even know what happened with that kid from last year, the big kid, the 7-foot center. Like, they're not even playing him at all this year. I forgot his name. It escapes me. But I'm just like, that kid's good. Either way it goes. Portland's doing good, but it just seems like when they get put against the elite teams, they start to kind of crumble just every now and then. I think just a few more tweaks and that team can really actually have a chance to win it all. Okay. OKC's back on the rise. We all know that, so we really can't look at their stats right now. The Lakers. When is that guy going to start playing the Lakers correctly? I mean, it's quite clear Carlos Boozer and Swaggy P deserve 30 minutes a night, so what are you doing? Anyway, let me see, who else? Houston. And this is what kills me, right? How is it that if the Houston Rockets and the Dallas Mavericks both recognize, even though they've only taken 10 losses, which is enough for them, they both recognize that they need to upgrade their teams, right? By the way, play Montague-ness if Josh Smith isn't coming off Rockets. But if they both recognize that they need to upgrade their teams, why haven't the Clippers recognized that they maybe need to at least change up their lineup? I don't know what you're doing, Doc Rivers, but the wool is about to be pulled off of everyone's eyes, and they're going to see that you're not playing your team right, even though your team is absolutely busted. Play Blake Griffin at small forward while you still can. Either way it goes. That's my time, that's my topics.